caught on New Year's Eve. Ozan Akbaba gives Sinem Ünsal a clear response. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Turkish Spotlight Secrets. Before we dive into the video, don't forget to subscribe and support, my friends. Ozan Akbaba, a man who has guarded his private life for years, dodging questions about romance, letting silence answer what he refuses to. So why did that silence crack? And why exactly on New Year's Eve? For months, Ozan's name has been intertwined with Sinem Ünsal. After a series of shared appearances and those tantalizing coincidences at industry events, social media erupted with theories. Was there something between them? Were they carefully hiding it? And if so, how long could they keep it under wraps? Last night, he finally took a step that knocked the wind out of the rumor mill. One single photograph, as crisp as winter air, tossed out months of whispers with the force of truth. It wasn't just a holiday snapshot from a ski resort in Bulgaria. It was a message written in snow. The guessing ends here. Who was beside him? Sinem Ünsal. The two, who had quietly been together for close to 10 months, rang in the new year side by side and were, for the first time, captured so clearly. Why did Ozan come into the open now? Did the swelling chatter about Sinem finally wear him down? Was this a gentle truce with the public or a purposeful statement? In this video, we're unpacking the behind-the-scenes tale of Ozan Akbaba and Sinem Ünsal, why the whispers never seem to stop, what that snowy escape truly signals, and the startling details floating just beneath the surface. If you're ready, let's trace the path of a love that started in low tones and ended up shaking the gossip world. Ozan is no longer silent. He pulled the plug on speculation around Sinem and, in the most cinematic way, delivered his answer on New Year's Eve. There are a few names in show business whose every movement becomes a headline, whose refusal to speak is itself a statement. Ozan is exactly that kind of name. For years, he kept the cameras at arm's length, protected his heart from public dissection, and chose not to explain. Yet this time, the explanation arrived without a single word, a photo. And it wasn't merely a festive postcard. It was a definitive stamp on months of talk, conjecture, and invented narratives. After several joint public moments, a panel here, an award night there, a backstage glimpse at a charity event where their smiles collided, the chatter about Ozan and Sinem erupted. Fan edits, slowed-down clips of them sharing a laugh, a grainy footage of a car door being held open. One by one, fragments piled up into a story nobody could verify. Then came the turn of the year. As fireworks flared above the mountains, Ozan and Sinem did something simple and, therefore, seismic. They let themselves be seen. They didn't pose in front of a press wall or a branded backdrop. They didn't submit to an interview. They simply existed in the same frame, together, as if to say, enough. And here is that frame, snow crunching under boots, scarves wrapped high against the wind, ice sparkling in air so cold it stung. Two figures with a single, clear message: love is in motion and it won't be rushed by anyone else's timeline. That getaway, gossiped about for weeks, is now real and recorded. Ozan and Sinem ushered in the new year at a well-known Bulgarian ski resort, far from city chaos. No red carpets, no arrivals hall ambushes, no entourage. Just the hush of the slopes, the dim light of alpine lodges, and the comfort of being unseen, if only for a moment. The instant the photos appeared online, the comments poured in. The pair hadn't been caught together so cleanly for a long time, and their ease disarmed all the breakup rumors. Their body language, even blanketed by winter layers, carried a harmony you can't rehearse. The smiles, the relaxed shoulders, that signature calm they both exude, everything suggested this wasn't a fleeting detour. It was a road they had chosen. Why did the talk about Sinem refuse to fade for so long? Because life kept feeding it. Their undeniable spark whenever they found themselves in the same room, the tiny slices of candid footage that slipped out from behind the scenes, and the murmurs from sets and stages about a growing closeness, all of it fueled the narrative. Fans stitched together every clue. A matching song on their stories. The same sunset skyline posted minutes apart. Then, a jacket that looked suspiciously familiar. It reached a point where, according to insiders, Ozan got tired of seeing his own life handed to him as rumor. He wanted the truth to breathe on its own. For her part, Sinem didn't add heat to the fire. She said nothing. No pointed captions, no winks in interviews, no coy likes at midnight. She waited. And waited. The first true crack in the wall came on Sinem's birthday. A short video at dusk, a road unwinding toward the horizon, and a hand at the wheel that fans swore belonged to Ozan. No tags. No explanations. But the message felt carved into the sky, they were driving the same path. That sunset clip now lives in memory as the moment they knowingly allowed the public to read between the lines. From there, the pieces aligned. They were careful, still. They avoided crowded venues, stood apart at public events, and allowed posts to remain ambiguous. But winter brings closure and new beginnings, and this winter demanded a decision. The new year offered the perfect punctuation mark. And what of past chapters? Ozan had a significant relationship before this, respected but private, that ended without a dramatic curtain call. It closed quietly during an intense stretch of filming, the kind of long days and deep dives into character that leave little energy for grand declarations. Afterward, he withdrew a step, as he always does, and refocused on craft, reading scripts, rehearsing, choosing work with care. Only when the murmur around Sinem grew did his circle notice a shift. There was an ease around him again, a lightness in conversation. According to those whispers, this is what peace looks like for him: no flashy promises, no planned spectacle, just something simple and real that fits into the spaces real life actually gives. It isn't a coincidence that this personal calm has run parallel to a professional high. With the shadow of legend from his beloved crime saga still following him, with turns in films and theater that test new muscles, Ozan's name carries more weight than ever. He isn't just the commanding presence people first fell for. He's become the kind of actor who digs for layers and takes risks, less interested in repeating himself than in surprising the audience. Each project has reinforced the same impression: he's steering with intent. And it's said he seeks in love what he seeks on set: balance, steadiness, a tempo that sustains. Not roller coasters. Not cliffhangers. A steady beat that can last beyond applause. So why did the Bulgarian photos set off such a wave? Because they didn't look like a campaign. They didn't look like a strategy. They looked like two people who couldn't help but enjoy a night that belonged to them. No filters thick enough to mask reality, no choreographed angles trying to send a coded message. Just the warmth of their closeness set against the chill of the mountain. In a world where every picture can be engineered, these images felt like a breath of unscripted air. Maybe that is what everyone has been craving, a love story that doesn't try to be a performance. Let's go back to that timeline the fans tracked. After their first sparked interaction became a talking point, the rumor mill didn't take a day off. People argued over when it began, insisted they recognized bracelets and boots, froze frames to catch reflections in car windows. Some claimed the two were nothing more than friendly colleagues, others treated them like a couple hiding in plain sight. Through it all, Ozan kept his cool in interviews, cutting off the personal questions with a polite smile, and Sinem remained the queen of restraint. But all restraint has its season. The new year needed clarity, and they delivered it without a press release or a blunt statement. Sometimes the boldest act is a quiet one. Sinem's way through it all has been a study in grace. She never gave in to the tug of reactive posting. She avoided suggestive captions and never threw shade. When questioned, she spoke about work and the craft, about scenes and co-stars, about the joy of discovering new characters. Friends say she's the one who believes the private can stay private, that life doesn't owe the public a blow-by-blow. And yet, when the right moment came, she didn't flinch from standing in that photo. Her silence never felt secretive, it felt respectful, of herself, of him, and of a relationship still finding its shape away from crowded rooms. Their getaway says something about what they want. They didn't chase a glamorous island or a hot list destination flooded with paparazzi. They opted for the serenity of snow and the anonymity of a foreign lodge at the edge of the year. They dressed for warmth rather than spectacle. They let their guard down in a place where the only people watching were strangers who didn't realize what they were seeing. And that's why, when the images did surface, they carried so much power. They were proof that a love story doesn't need orchestration to make an impact. It only needs truth to be seen. There's a reason people say relationships that begin in a soft whisper tend to go the distance. Ozan and Sinem are now the latest argument in favor of that rule. With one image, they told us everything they were ready for us to know. No fanfare. No speech. No crafted captions. Just a moment in the snow that felt like the truth clearing its throat. The speculation has quieted, the constant questions no longer have a foothold. What remains is a discreet, steady connection, one that looks like it's built for the everyday and not just the headlines. So what do you think? Will this love outlast the rumor cycle that tried to define it? Could this be Ozan Akbaba's most peaceful relationship to date, the one that finds its stride away from flashing lights? Or is there another twist waiting in the wings, the kind that only the wild theater of celebrity can conjure? Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you read that photo as a declaration of love or as a deliberate stance against being misread? Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Turkish Spotlight Secrets, and turn on notifications. In the world of star stories, every quiet moment can be the opening note of a storm. See you in the next video.